You may have heard about awakening from social media, a book, a lecture, or from someone who shared their experience with you. But are those things really true? Awakening is not a transcendent state that you will reach once you are smart enough, enlightened enough, or diligent enough. It is also not a path to escape all suffering or to find everlasting peace. In reality, awakening is not what you might think. It's not about suddenly becoming perfect, achieving everything you want, or living in endless happiness. On the contrary, it challenges everything you have ever believed in, your beliefs, your identity, and even the dreams that once defined who you are. Today, let's clarify the misconceptions and mistakes about the concept of mindfulness, as well as how to truly understand and practice this state in our daily lives. So before we continue with the video and explore this interesting topic further, don't forget to like, subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel to stay updated on everything related to personal and spiritual growth. Have you ever thought of awakening as the ultimate destination, a place where all struggles, suffering, and insecurity will vanish, making way for endless happiness and perfection? In reality, awakening is not a final stop. It is a doorway leading to a much longer journey. Every new level of awareness comes with its own set of challenges. Just when you think you've understood everything, you will realize that there are deeper layers to explore. If you view awakening as the peak of a mountain, you will easily become disappointed when you discover that there are still many other peaks to climb. This might surprise you, but the ongoing process of awakening is at the core of growth. It is the continuous evolution that keeps us on the path, ever expanding and refining our understanding of ourselves and the world. This misconception is often painted with romanticized images, an ideal life of peace and a soul that is no longer troubled. However, awakening does not bring endless happiness. On the contrary, it heightens your awareness of pain and the darker parts of yourself. You can no longer avoid these parts of you, but instead must confront them directly. Happiness in awakening does not come from eliminating suffering, but from learning to accept it as part of life. It is not an escape from the world, but a deep integration of both the good and the difficult. Awakening invites us to see beauty and strength not only in light, but also in the shadows. This process teaches us resilience and acceptance, helping us grow stronger from the experiences we once feared. Awakening is often regarded as a journey reserved for those with extraordinary intelligence or supernatural abilities. The truth is that anyone can awaken. It is not a privilege, but a potential that exists in everyone. You do not need to become a perfect or superior person to awaken. The only requirement is a willingness to face yourself, both the parts you are proud of and the parts you've hidden. Awakening is not a title or a measure of worth. It is a personal journey that is unique to each individual. It is not something to be compared or judged by others. Awakening happens when you are ready to go within and confront your own reality, regardless of your background, knowledge, or perceived limitations. Many believe that awakening will solve all the problems in life, but in reality, it doesn't make difficulties disappear. What it does is change the way you perceive and respond to challenges. Life will always present tests, and internal conflicts will continue to arise. However, the difference is that someone who is awake no longer avoids problems. They understand that these challenges are opportunities for deeper self-awareness. They no longer see obstacles as roadblocks but as catalysts for growth. Awakening shifts the perspective from "why me?" to "what can I learn from this?" It empowers us to navigate life's difficulties with grace and understanding, making every experience, good or bad, a valuable teacher. Awakening does not bring perfection, nor does it promise an escape from life's struggles. It is a continuous journey that teaches you how to live authentically. It invites you to integrate both light and darkness, to accept pain and transform it into strength. Awakening is about learning to live fully, embracing every moment with an open heart and mind. If you resonate with this perspective, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you find these truths surprising, hold on. There's more knowledge ahead that will help you apply these insights in practical ways in the next parts of this video. As you know, when thinking about the awakening journey, you might imagine the bright light of enlightenment, a miraculous liberation from all bindings, where you are embraced in a state of eternal peace. But what lies behind that light? It's not the fairy tale many expect. It's not salvation, but a complete unveiling of yourself so that you can truly see who you are. Only when you have seen the truth of your own being does the real journey of awakening begin. This deeper awakening is not about perfection or escaping the world, but about understanding it more deeply and finding your authentic place within it. The concept of shadow work, introduced by the famous psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the process of engaging with and working through the darker aspects of ourselves. According to Jung, everyone has a shadow, a collection of emotions, thoughts, memories, or behaviors that we intentionally hide or refuse to acknowledge. The shadow is not inherently evil, rather it consists of parts of ourselves that we are unwilling to face. It might include anger, jealousy, fear, or unresolved pain. By suppressing these emotions, we don't make them disappear. Instead, we push them into our unconscious, where they continue to operate beneath the surface, subtly influencing our decisions, emotions, and behaviors. Shadow work requires the courage to face these parts of ourselves, not to eliminate them, but to understand that they are a natural part of our wholeness. When we confront and integrate our shadow, we release the energy that was previously used to suppress or hide it, allowing for greater emotional and spiritual freedom. From a Buddhist perspective, the state known as the dark night of the soul is not unfamiliar. Before achieving enlightenment, each person must face a phase of extreme suffering, a phase that does not resemble peace but is a relentless battle with the ego, fears, and deep-seated desires. In this moment, all illusions about the meaning of life dissolve, leaving behind an empty, ambiguous space that also holds the potential for awakening. This is not merely a psychological challenge. It symbolizes the dark night of the soul, a time when everything we once held as meaningful suddenly crumbles, and we are forced to confront the depths of our own being, alone. No one can accompany us on this journey. 3 key emotions typically arise during this phase. You realize that everything you once considered important, fame, wealth, or even relationships, is not enough to fill the emptiness within. These things are like temporary pieces of a puzzle that never complete the picture of life's true meaning. Much like Buddha, you may feel abandoned, left alone in the darkness of your own mind. No one else can step into this territory for you. It is this loneliness that forces you to confront the deepest parts of yourself, those aspects you may have ignored or avoided. Every goal, plan, and belief that once served as your compass seems to lose its value. You begin to question, does all that I've pursued truly matter? What is the real purpose of life? These questions are not signs of failure. Rather, they signify that you are getting closer to the truth. Just as Buddha questioned and pondered for many years, this ambiguity is an opportunity for you to peel away the layers of illusion, release rigid beliefs, and see reality for what it truly is, raw and unfiltered. The dark night of the soul is not the end, but a crucial step in the process of rebirth. When you let go of attachments, relinquish the need to control, and learn to confront the ineffable, you'll discover new values and deeper meanings that were previously obscured by ambition and fear. It is only when you reach the depths of pain, or undergo this transformative phase, that you can open your heart to true wisdom and freedom. This process is not unique to Buddha. It is part of the journey that everyone must undertake. The difference lies in whether you are willing to sit beneath your own Bodhi tree, face your darkness, and let your inner light guide you. In the end, the darkness in the awakening journey is not an enemy, but a teacher. It forces you to confront the hidden corners of yourself, the parts you've rejected or ignored, and it is in this darkness that you can find true light. The light does not come from perfection, but from the acceptance and integration of all aspects of who you are. You are called an awakened one when you live in the present moment, fully embracing every part of your being, even the shadows. Living mindfully in the present moment is one of the core skills for reconnecting with yourself and the world around you. However, in the fast-paced modern world filled with distractions, we often find ourselves swept up in a stream of thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Have you ever noticed that you sit down to have a meal but can't taste the flavors, or engage in a conversation while your mind drifts elsewhere? This happens not because we don't want to be present, but because the human mind naturally operates like a river that never stops flowing. Mindfulness is the ability to bring your awareness back to the present moment, distancing yourself from unnecessary concerns to truly live in the moment as it unfolds. It is not a foreign state, but an innate ability within everyone. It is the way you fully perceive without judgment, without trying to change or control anything. Interestingly, you have already experienced this. The moments when you are completely immersed in the beauty of a sunset, your favorite song, or the gentle feeling of holding the hand of a loved one. But the problem is, those moments are often fleeting. To maintain mindfulness, you need conscious practice and training. This doesn't require a dramatic change or a perfect environment. On the contrary, it starts with the smallest things in your everyday life. One way to practice mindfulness is through mindful meditation. This simple yet powerful technique requires no special setting. You don't need to sit on a yoga mat or be in a quiet room to begin. All you need to do is sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Feel the air flowing in and out of your body. When your mind starts to wander, don't try to block it or judge yourself. Simply notice it and gently return your attention to your breath. If practiced regularly every day, this exercise will not only help you focus better, but also increase your emotional control and reduce stress. In addition to meditation, you can incorporate mindfulness into daily activities such as eating. Instead of rushing through a meal, stop and savor the flavors, colors, and textures of your food. This practice doesn't just help you reconnect with your body, but also makes your meals a more memorable experience. Another method is body scanning, where you bring your attention to each body part, from head to toe, noticing any sensations without trying to change anything. This process helps you recognize hidden tensions and release them. However, living mindfully is not always easy, especially when you are faced with uncomfortable emotions or complex situations. Sometimes, the present moment exposes pains you have tried to avoid, but it is in these moments that you have the opportunity to understand and heal yourself. Mindfulness is not about running away from reality, but learning to accept it, with all it brings, including pain. Because pain is not the enemy, it is a teacher, reminding you to look deeper within yourself. The key is that you don't need to be perfect to live mindfully. Mindfulness is not a destination you must reach. It is a journey you choose every day. There will be days when it feels easier, but there will also be days when your mind is overwhelmed with distractions. This is completely normal. What matters is that you recognize it and gently bring yourself back to the present moment without judgment or self-blame. Remember, mindfulness is the ability to harmonize with both the light and the dark within yourself. Living in the present does not mean you only enjoy the positive aspects of life, but that you also face the imperfect ones. When you learn to accept both, you become more whole, no longer bound by unrealistic standards. This brings you true freedom, a peaceful state that is not dependent on external circumstances. You don't need to do anything grand to live mindfully, you just need to be present. Pay attention to the sounds around you, feel your breath, and appreciate every moment, no matter how small. When you choose to be present, you'll realize that the present moment is not just where you live, but where you truly belong. This presence is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to those around you. Relationships are not merely social interactions. They are mirrors that reflect the truest version of yourself. The journey of awakening will teach you this. Every emotion, reaction, and conflict you experience with others is an invitation to better understand yourself. What you love, cherish, or dislike in others stems from deep parts of your soul that need to be recognized. Others are not the problem. They are the mirrors helping you see the hidden aspects you often avoid. Have you ever felt hurt by an offhand comment from someone, or found yourself getting irritated with someone even though they hadn't done anything wrong? In reality, those feelings often don't come entirely from their actions, but from wounds within you that haven't healed. A criticism can hurt deeply, not because it's right or wrong, but because it touches on an internal fear, the fear that you're not good enough, not recognized, or undeserving. This is the shadow projection Carl Jung spoke of. The traits and emotions we reject in ourselves are often projected onto others. When you see arrogance, selfishness, or weakness in someone, ask yourself, what is this reflecting in me? Difficult relationships are often the most important lessons. The people who make you angry or disappointed are often the ones, unwittingly, helping you recognize parts of yourself that need attention. Instead of criticizing them, ask yourself why you're reacting so strongly. What is this emotion reflecting about what's inside you? Those who love you unconditionally are proof of the light within you. When they trust, support, and forgive you, they reflect the beautiful qualities that you sometimes forget you possess. When you look at them, you can see compassion, patience, and the ability to love within yourself. Of course, not everyone will accompany you on this journey. As you change, some relationships may become strained or even break. This is not a failure. It simply means you and they are on different paths. Loneliness may appear, but it is also an opportunity for you to learn to appreciate yourself and the truly compatible relationships. This change doesn't require you to abandon those who don't understand you, but rather to learn to accept that everyone has their own path. To maintain balance, the key is to communicate honestly and empathetically, rather than trying to convince others to understand you. Share your experiences with humility, and listen without judgment. Doing so helps you connect more deeply with them. Practicing compassion also helps free yourself from unrealistic expectations. No one is perfect, and it's through their imperfection that you come to recognize your own. Remember, in every relationship, light and dark always coexist. Just as you learn to love even the imperfect parts of yourself, the foundation of true enlightenment is humility and service. When people talk about the awakening journey, many think of enlightenment as a transcendent state, separate from the needs or connections to the world. But the truth is, the deeper you go into this journey, the more you will realize the value of connection and service. Awakening is not about elevating yourself above others, but about becoming an integral part of the whole. In this, humility does not make you small. It opens the door for you to see the vastness of the world and your role in it. Sometimes we fall into the subtle trap of the ego, where spiritual achievements or deep understanding become tools for us to feel superior to others. But the ego, even cloaked in the guise of enlightenment, is still just another form of bondage. Humility helps you break free from that trap, allowing you to see that awakening is not about you, but about how you connect with the world around you. So, are you ready to step out of your comfort zone and make a difference, no matter how small but meaningful? Remember that sometimes a small action from you can light up someone else's life. And in that connection, you'll find the true light within yourself. Spiritual awakening is often seen as the pinnacle of the human journey. But is it really necessary for everyone, or is it just one of many ways of living that people can choose? For many, a fulfilled life doesn't necessarily have to go through inner darkness or complex spiritual journeys. A person living simply, content with family, work, and the small daily joys, is there any less than someone searching for enlightenment? In reality, what matters most is not whether you are awakened or not, but whether you are living true to your authentic self. The imposition that everyone must awaken can become an unnecessary pressure, diminishing the value of other journeys. A person who finds happiness in caring for their family, doing the work they love, and living harmoniously with others has reached balance. That life doesn't need to dive into spirituality to find true meaning within themselves. Sometimes, being satisfied with the present and embracing it is enough to create a valuable life. No one is the same, and everyone's life journey carries its own unique color. For some, awakening is an irresistible call, while for others, living peacefully with what they have is the pinnacle of happiness. The important thing is to respect the differences. Not everyone needs to awaken, and that is not a measure of one's worth. The journey of awakening is not a destination, but an ongoing exploration of oneself. It does not bring a state of perfection or erase all difficulties. Instead, awakening teaches you to accept that life is a complex symphony, where light and darkness coexist and complement each other. Awakening does not require you to be special or superior. It is a journey back to your true self, facing your pain and the dark parts you've hidden, and from there, finding freedom. What you need is not perfection, but presence, living authentically in every moment. Ultimately, awakening is not about escaping this world, but learning how to immerse yourself in it, seeing reality with awakened eyes and an open heart. Life becomes meaningful not because you reach some elevated state, but because you dare to live fully as yourself, accepting all aspects of who you are and loving yourself. Remember, this journey has no end, and that is the beauty of it. Each day when you wake up, that light has another chance to burst forth, even in the simplest of things. It is when you are present, loving, and true to yourself, that's what makes life worth living. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel for more content on wisdom, spirituality, and personal growth. If this video resonated with you, share it with others who might benefit. If you have time, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time.